Connecticut est une ville paradoxale. Oui, c'est la ville de l'Université Yale, mais c'est aussi une des plus dangereuses aux États-Unis. Avec plus de 700 voies de fait et 1400 crimes violents par année, c'est en plein mon genre de destination. Et comme j'ai peur de rien, direction New Haven. New Haven, c'est la deuxième plus grande ville au Connecticut. Elle est surtout connue parce qu'on y retrouve l'Université Yale. Lorsqu'on se promène à New Haven, on ne se sent pas vraiment dépaysé. On sent qu'il y a quand même une touche là, de côté bord de l'eau. Les maisons ont une architecture qui est typique, qu'on va retrouver justement dans l'est du Canada aussi, dans les maritimes. Environ 500 mètres de l'Université Yale, on tombe dans le quartier Tribe. Le Tribe était un projet. Un projet où on y retrouvait beaucoup de criminalité. Et la ville, ce qu'ils ont décidé de faire, c'est de tout détruire le projet, de relocaliser les habitants et de faire des petites maisons qui sont quand même bien décentes. Et là, c'est rendu un beau quartier. HG.
Yes.
This is one of the last building was part of the Dixwell housing project.
Yes.
That was your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be called the Tribe.
The Tribe, exactly. It still is, though. It's still called the Tribe, but it's just in a different manner now. You know what I mean?
Why they were calling it the Tribe?
As I can remember, I was told that the name came about, they all one day were all gathered around and they all was just like coming up with a name. So I guess from my understanding, they came up with the concept because when you think of a tribe, you think about family. So everybody in that housing complex was kind of like family, and this is when they came up with the name Tribe.
But at the same time, they were family, but there were a lot of bad things going on.
Yeah, it was a lot of bad things amongst one another. And the only reason why I can probably say that is when you're growing up in a housing complex and when you have the lack of, what I mean by the lack of knowledge and not knowing and you don't know no better, it's just like survival of the fittest, basically. As a kid, myself, growing up in the neighborhood, you know, I chose to do illegal activity. I lived with my grandmother. My mom was strung out on crack cocaine. And when you getting fed government cheese once a month, back then, you know, your mom was on the state, you know, your dad wasn't really around and, you know, they were getting checks the 1st and the 15th of the month and you got powdered milk, you know what I mean? So it's just like everybody was fighting for survival.
How was it living your life when, you know, just a few blocks away, you have one of the most well-known university in the world?
Yeah, it was hard.
Were you feeling like you were living in a different world?
Yeah, exactly. To this day, still. When you go down to Yale, it's like, wow. It's like a different vibe. Even though this right here is calmed down now, Dixwell Avenue is calm because this was one rowdy place.
Because they tore up pretty much every building.
Yeah, exactly. So as you walking down and you cross Lake Place, you start to feel a different type of vibe in the atmosphere. You feel like a civil being, you know what I mean? Instead of living in this hellhole that was right in the backyard of Yale. So definitely.
Hey, G, thanks a lot for sharing your experience with us.
Yes.
And keep up the good work.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Pour m'aider à mieux comprendre comment les projets fonctionnaient à New Haven, il m'a emmené dans un des derniers, parce qu'il n'en reste pas beaucoup. On s'est rendu dans le ghetto. Rendu sur place, on est en plein milieu de l'après-midi, donc on se rend compte que c'est clair que ces gens-là ne travaillent pas. On se rend compte à leur regard qu'on dérange, et on se rend compte aussi que qu'est-ce qui se passe là, c'est pas nécessairement très clean.
Yeah,
So this is the G, eh?
Yeah, this is pretty much one of the last housing projects that's like really standing. Just hold on for 1 second though, Hugo. Stay right here for 1 second. Let me go in to see the guys. And
Okay.
all right, hold on.
Il est parti voir un gars qu'il connaît si c'était OK pour nous autres de se rendre à l'intérieur du projet.
Yeah, come on, we good.
Can you explain to me why you have to go ask permission?
Cause right here, it's like you know, this is a whole different part of town, and guys have like their trust issues with certain individuals. So before we even entered a whole nother housing complex, I just figure like those that I know, I ask.
That's typical rules then you must follow.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what I mean? Because you never know who dislike who from what part of town, and anything can jump off at any given moment. You know what I mean?
So this is very unsafe, eh?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. If you don't know nobody, yeah. We just
So
barged
you
in.
don't come here if you don't have no business around.
Oh, hey, nah, not at all.
So what's going on here? You know, like they're
Struggle.
hanging out outside, you know?
Struggle all over the place, survival, pretty much the same thing as anywhere else in the city. This place actually has been remodeled years ago, but of course, with the people that's still living in it with the same mentality, as you can see, it's destroyed again. You know, they had like fucking surveillance cameras, taking the privacy away from the people, you know what I mean? Just, you got people under surveillance, you know what I mean? So it's just,
But at the same time, there's a reason.
yeah, it is.
Because if there were no camera,
Yeah.
who knows what would happen?
Exactly.
You look at the building, it's not that bad. It's
Yeah.
just the way it works into those housing, eh?
Exactly. And like I was saying earlier before, there's always a message within. It's just up to the individual to recognize the message. It's either you can stay or you can get out. That's your choice.
À un moment donné, ben écoutez, tout le monde commence à venir nous voir parce qu'on attire l'attention. Et là, il commence vraiment à avoir beaucoup trop de monde. It's getting crowded now.
Yeah, they come out. Once the cameras come out, they come out. You know what I mean?
Definitely cameras and people that don't know.
Exactly.
Maybe it's about time to go.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
You won't believe all the nonsense that I go through, but thanks to you, I made it, so I owe you. They say you can't do it alone, and that's so true. And thanks to you, I made it, so I owe you. Yeah.
Donc, à New Haven, on me promène dans une des rues notoires pour la criminalité, la rue Dixwell. Si on continue, la rue traverse la ville au complet, tout de suite après être sorti du centre-ville où on retrouve hier. Et là, on tombe vraiment dans le zoo.
Escape the negativity, you never would thought that we would make it all the way. Now let's take it all away.
En me promenant, je vois un bar avec plusieurs motos qui sont parquées en avant, des hommes qui portent des vestes avec des écussons dessus. C'est des motards. Donc, ils décident d'arrêter pour aller voir comment ça se passait. C'est certain que c'est un petit peu stressant parce qu'il faut le dire tout de suite, c'est pas des enfants, c'est des hommes. Puis avec le look de motard, c'est impressionnant et ça peut même être intimidant. L'important dans tout ça, il faut qu'ils sentent clairement que tu n'es pas là pour venir les agresser. Et de la même occasion, il faut démontrer non plus que tu n'as pas peur. Donc, c'est une des situations où il faut que tu restes toi-même. up? Hey, Blake.
Hey, how you doing?
Smokes.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Teddy.
Damn, well, you big, boy.
Hey, nice to meet you. You're big too, eh?
Rick.
What's going on?
Hey. What's up, guys?
Taking it easy, man.
All our people out here drinking, having a good time.
Yeah, but I saw the bike on the street and I'm like, oh, I gotta stop and have a look, you know, like talk to those guys.
Right now, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. When you see a beautiful bike, man, you know you got good grammar around here, you know?
It's like a brotherhood, you know. I noticed you have like different.
Different patches.
Yeah.
Different patches, yeah.
Free
you know,
riders.
free riders, DOS, you know?
Empire
right here.
Right.
You know, you got Flaming Knights right here.
We got Empress
Stuff
RC.
like that. Empress RC's right there. You know, but it's definitely a brotherhood out here because like all of us
Grew up together.
Like we are family, you know. Blood.
Donc, ce qu'on va expliquer, puis ce qu'il faut comprendre, c'est un peu ça qu'on retrouve, qu'on soit avec les gangs de rue, qu'on soit dans un projet, ou que ce soit là avec des motards. On peut avoir certains différents, mais en quelque part, se considèrent tous des frères et des sœurs, et si quelqu'un est dans le besoin, ils vont l'aider. Ça m'a vraiment impressionné.
All of us have a different story where we came up in life. Hustling, shooting, gang, whatever. But the thing is now that we're older and mature, we're more of a role model now because we lived that life already. So now we set example for the younger youth and we give back to them and show them that you could be in this. Like he know we went to high school and gave to the kid and the kid said, I want to be a part of you. Okay, we'll tell you what, finish school, get your career going, then we'll think about letting you in here.
Well, what I think we all try and do is, I live by the philosophy that projection dictates perception.
Yeah.
So the way we project ourselves now is not what we all did, because we all did something.
Yeah.
It's what we doing now that matters.
You can manifest anything you want to about a man. You see bikes, this, that, and the third, right? But if you look at me, look at how he dressed. You wouldn't know I was a sous chef. You wouldn't know I was working at the halfway house and stuff like that. You wouldn't know this man right here has been a father, not only to his, a father, a husband, but I don't call you a father just because you're a father to your own child. I call you a father when you can uplift that child right there, uplift that child right there. Because father is one who fattened her, you breaking it down.
That's the thing, when you come in, I don't care who you were in the streets, I don't care if you was a god in the streets, a boss, whatever it is, you have to humble yourself to be a part of it, to be a part of the whole.
I'm curious, I'm wondering, would you have been able to do it when you were younger, being part of a club like this?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Mathematically impossible.
My ego and my pride.
One thing, like Smoke said, we was worried about being bosses back then.
Yeah. Now it's all about community and networking. You know what I'm saying? The whole community moving together as one.
Because you learn from those years.
You learn from the years.
You evolve from it.
As you get older, you get wiser. You know what I'm saying? You learn from your mistakes.
But I can tell you this. I'm much wiser now than I was before I came here.
That's what it is, man.
Hey, thanks for talking with me and sharing those
No
stories
problem.
with me.
You're my brother now, remember that.
Une de leurs passions, c'est de faire de la moto. Puis moi, je voulais vraiment voir leur moto fonctionner. Donc, ils sont tous partis ensemble. Ils ont fait un beau petit show de boucan, la musique au fond. C'était impressionnant, puis c'était pas mal plaisant. Ça, l'affaire qui manquait, c'était ma propre moto. Pendant que je discutais avec les gars, avec un d'eux autres, ça a commencé à bien connecter. Donc, j'étais en mesure d'expliquer vraiment ce que je voulais. Moi, je voulais vraiment avoir quelqu'un qui était impliqué là, profondément dans le crime. Il m'a rien promis, mais il m'a dit d'y laisser un peu de temps, d'y donner mon numéro. J'ai attendu quelques minutes. J'ai reçu un texto. Il y avait une adresse, un nom, et ça disait « Va rencontrer Boogeyman ». Là, j'ai eu un tips, venir rencontrer quelqu'un. Et le quelqu'un en question, mais Il s'appelle le boogeyman, puis c'est le genre de gars qu'on envoie quand c'est le temps de mettre de la pression, quand c'est le temps de régler des conflits, puis quand c'est le temps de la guerre. Fait que j'ai pas plus d'informations que ça, mais je me suis fait dire de venir ici. Fait que il devrait apparaître à quelque part à un moment donné. Faut comprendre que là, je suis pas tout seul, là. J'étais avec les caméramans, mais j'ai aucune idée c'est qui je viens rencontrer. Boogeyman,
What's up, baby?
how you doing?
I'm all right. How you?
Good.
What's going on? What's good?
Is it okay to talk?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So why do they call you the boogeyman?
Well, for a long time, as a young boy, I was always the dude who protected my hood. You know what I'm saying? Looked out for my family. You know what I'm saying? All the dudes I call my family is like, you know, the kids I hang with. So I was always the one, you know, more enforcing, you know, being brolic, tough, like you ain't coming to take over shit around here.
You were the one they sent.
Absolutely. You know, I put in that work. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody coming to my hood to do nothing. Ain't nobody coming to my hood taking nothing. Ain't none of that shit going down. So that's why I keep this with me.
Okay.
At all times. This my credit card. This right here, take care of everything. Anybody, I don't give a fuck where you from, how you rock, I rock harder. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you want to do, I could do it better. You know what I'm saying? If you getting money and I need money, I'm coming to get your money. You know what I'm saying? That's how I get down.
Is it okay for me to ask you a question?
Yeah.
Have you shoot people?
Absolutely.
Many times?
Many times. Any day, any night, recent. Yeah, I put in work. I shoot a motherfucking right now if I have to. Shit.
You beat up people as well?
Absolutely. You cross me, I'll shoot you. You know what I'm saying? That's how it go down. Like anybody. I don't give a fuck who it is.
You're not losing sleep over it?
Nah, absolutely not. I'll shoot you in your head and go eat a cheeseburger. I ain't worried. That shit don't bother me.
Never did.
Never did. I got no sleepless nights.
En discutant avec le boogeyman, je dois le dire, j'étais nerveux un peu. Parce que lui-même était nerveux. Je pouvais voir la sueur au travers de son masque. Je pouvais voir que ses yeux se promenaient beaucoup. Donc, il était extrêmement nerveux. Ce qui veut dire qu'il peut être très imprévisible. Ce qui veut dire aussi qu'il peut arriver à peu près n'importe quoi. Cet individu-là, je le connais pas. Il avait une belle histoire à me conter. Il est très heureux d'être encore vivant aujourd'hui.
Every day I'm outside, I'm out to get money, man. If I ride by you and I see you with a bankroll, I do a U-turn.
Have you ever met guys like you?
Absolutely. But they ain't me, man. I'm a whole different breed. I came from a whole different generation. Like, these young boys today, they play, but they don't know what they're doing. I've been out here a long time, man, 45 years.
45 years?
45 years, and 30 of them 45 I've been shooting niggas. You know what I'm saying? My man needed me to come through, let you know how this shit really is. Well, this how it is, right here.
Well, I appreciate that.
This right here.
I appreciate that, Boogeyman. Thanks for talking to me.
No doubt.
All right.
Anytime. This how it is in this hood right here. You come through the Ville, be prepared to see T Boogie. I'm gonna be out here. I ain't going nowhere. Everywhere, every day, every night.
Wow! Je sais pas vraiment comment dire ça, parce qu'à un moment donné, quand tu parles à quelqu'un que tu connais pas, quelqu'un qui te dit qu'il tue du monde, qui a une arme sur lui, qui j'ai pas besoin de te demander si elle est chargée, sais-tu quoi? J'ai posé pas mal de questions, puis il y a sûrement des choses que je veux pas savoir. Et il y a une chose qui est certaine, j'ai pas envie d'être le prochain sur la liste. Ça fait que moi, je m'en vais d'ici. Pour faire de quoi de différent, parce que je suis toujours en train de parler avec les gens du mauvais côté de la route, j'ai décidé de me promener avec un policier pour faire le travail que je faisais auparavant, qui est de patrouiller dans les quartiers chauds. Je rencontre l'officier Kelly, qui est un officier de la ville de New Haven. Ça fait maintenant 16 ans qu'il fait partie de la force policière. Il est venu au monde dans une ville voisine, mais il a grandi quand même ici à New Haven. Donc, il connaît bien la ville, il connaît bien les gens qui y habitent. Il est très calme, il est très posé. comme tout policier devrait être. So what was it here in the 80s?
Very, very bad. Extremely bad.
Yeah?
Yeah, the drugs, there was a lot of different changes.
90s got better?
A little bit, but we still had our struggles. And actually in the 90s, we had the feds come in to actually assist like with a lot of the drug gangs. 2000s, things started to change, and you can definitely see
now
a big
you're doing
change.
well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're doing it's a lot. Even from the time I started back in 2000 to
you
now.
can see the change?
You can see the change. Yeah, definitely.
How it is to be an officer here?
Oh, it's great. There's no better job. And whether you're a high-strung officer or an officer who's not high-strung or very laid back, there's just something about patrol that draws you in. Whatever
Every
you
day's
choose to
different.
do, every day's different.
And one thing I noticed here, and it's different than many other towns that I've been to, seems like you have less liquor stores.
Depending on the area, I'll show you. We're not far from where I actually normally work at.
Okay.
I'm assigned to District 6, which is called the Dixwell, New Hallville.
The Dixwell, yeah.
Dixwell area. It's only, roughly from the university.
5 minutes?
1 minute.
1 minute?
Yeah.
That's close.
For me to actually work in that area where my family actually grew up, so I know the dynamics of that neighborhood and what it used to be.
So you know how to deal with the people who live there as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
I
you
grew
don't
up in a
deal
similar
with the
situation.
people there in the same way you will deal with people downtown.
But I'll tell you this, you got to be able to deal with everybody. But, I think if you're a level person in that regard, it actually works to your benefit.
But if I compare to when I was working, in the club area, you had to talk their way, because if I was talking to them the same way I will be talking with people downtown when it's nice and they have money, it doesn't work. They think we're making fun of them. So you pretty much have to adapt.
You know what I find? Being a better listener goes a lot further, a lot of times.
I got you there.
You know what I'm saying? So even when I'm dealing with someone who, they may have a lot of money or not a lot of money, when you listen and you're concerned about what their issue is and then address the issue, no matter which way you address it, the same result. This park over here is called Gulf Street Park, and it's adjacent to two different neighborhoods that actually have two different gangs. And the gangs, sometimes they would just cross paths there, and we would have issues.
A lot of them here?
Yeah, we have different factions. But you don't see their presence strong in the street, like in the West Coast
like in the
or
West
anything.
Coast.
No, different dynamic there. But the shootings, when they do occur, something I do notice, they occur anywhere, anytime.
So
Somebody wants to shoot right here with 10 people, they don't care.
You can predict.
No, unbelievable.
It doesn't matter if there's people or no people, they're going to do what they have to
don't
do.
care. Don't care. And that's something I've seen change over the years, you know what I mean? Before it was a little more strategic. Now, if you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it.
So it's just craziness now.
Craziness.
J'ai beaucoup de plaisir à discuter avec lui parce que je suis en mesure de pouvoir me rappeler des souvenirs puis de valider de l'information. Donc, on parle le même langage. Et peu importe que tu sois policier au Canada ou aux États-Unis, à un moment donné, ça se ressemble. So, how many shootings occur?
Well, over maybe a year's time, I had to estimate, say 70, 80. I'm probably on the low side. Yeah, definitely.
The sun goes down to the ground, we bring the torch to town. Asking how we like the way that you walk around. A different day, but the night is now. Show them how, hold the crown in a golden gown. Keep for the door, it's open now.
Donc, par la suite, on s'est rendu en avant d'un liquor stores parce qu'il ferme à 9 h. Donc, environ 15-20 minutes avant, il y avait un rapport à écrire. C'était installé tout près des liquor stores, justement pour montrer une présence. faut comprendre, c'est que le métier de policier, là, c'est pas comme lorsqu'on écoute Cops à la télé. Il n'y a pas toujours de l'action. Pour 5 minutes d'action, il va y avoir des heures d'écriture. On a des rapports à remplir. Donc, parfois, de travailler et d'être efficace, ça n'a rien à voir avec, je vous dirais, intervenir sur des cas où ils vont avoir eu des coups de feu. Oui, on va intervenir là-dessus, ça fait partie du métier, mais 90 du temps, le travail de policier pourrait sembler très ennuyant pour bien des gens qui ont une idée préconçue du travail de la police. Quand je me promène dans New Haven, puis dans le Hood, pour bien comprendre comment ça se passe, c'est le fun d'avoir quelqu'un qui a grandi là, qui peut nous en parler. Et là, j'ai justement le bon personnage pour ça, DJ Bing. So, Bing, we're on the corner of New Hall and Huntington Street.
Yeah, right here.
And this is part of which neighborhood?
This is New Hallville. This is like one of the roughest right here. We standing on one of the roughest blocks right here.
Right here?
Like 2 years ago, a guy got killed. He was laying down face first. It was a cold winter night that time, and it was actually an unsolved murder. But it's a crazy story because I remember 15 years before that, one of my good friends got killed like right around the corner. Like, it's a lot of blood on these streets. If you want to take a walk?
Yeah.
It used to be a corner store right here, and it was this guy named Grimlock, and he was like around 17 years old.
Was one of your buddy?
One of my good buddies, man. He grew up a good kid. He had a good family and everything. And he used to get bullied a lot. And then somehow he got his hands on a gun. And then once he got his hand on a gun,
that changed him.
It changed him. It actually changed everything around here because he just started shooting all the time. Every time you was hearing like shooting going on in the neighborhood, it was Grimlock. He was like 17 years old. He was a little guy.
So he got a lot of enemies.
He had a lot of enemies, man. And then Grimlock turned from being bullied to the guy, you better watch out, he coming down the street, Grimlock's coming. And then one day, Grimlock came out this corner store. He was eating his chips, and he got killed right here. I remember in the early 90s, they had a whole bunch of crooked cops, right? And they used to drive this van, and everybody in the hood, they used to call it the beatdown van. And they used to just drive around through New Haven and just jump out on us, man, beat the shit out of us, man. Fuck us up, man.
For no reason.
For no reason, beat the shit out of us. And they didn't used to wear their badges, so nobody can report who the cops was. And they used to be breaking legs,
So they were having fun doing it?
They say they was cleaning the streets, but they really was having recreation, fucking up. Because everybody wasn't drug dealers that they was beating up. They didn't ask no questions. They just pull up, jump out the van, and if you don't run, they start fucking you up, and then sometimes they would shoot at us and everything, man.
Would you say then the streets are safer now?
I would definitely say the streets is more safer now. It seemed like people had more access to firearms, and around that time, people in the streets respected the code, no snitching. I mean, I remember this one dude, I can't say no names, but they had this dude, he fucked up some drug money, and they had him in the basement. And his mother knew the other dudes had him down. He was like, please don't kill my son. We just got, and the guys was just told, we just gonna teach him a lesson. We ain't gonna kill him or whatever, like. And they was beating him up, feeding him dog food for a whole week. But they didn't tell back then. It was just a different code than it is now. When you do dirt in the street, I'm a firm believer you should hold court in the street.
You were doing your dealings with your own people.
Yeah, or like street people got dealt with by street people. It's different now. Now you could be a regular citizen, come out of the store, somebody from the streets will rob you. At that time, back in the days, if a regular citizen come out the store and somebody from the street rob them, the streets will hold court and prosecute the person that robbed them because they know it's gonna make it hot with the police and shit like that. So it's different now than then. Look at the bike life guys out there.
Pendant que je parle avec DJ Pink, il est arrivé de quoi qui arrive dans plusieurs villes. J'ai vu des jeunes arriver en motocross, puis c'est toujours spécial de voir des motocross en plein milieu des rues, parce que jamais je verrais ça chez moi. Mais ici, c'est comme normal. Par contre, ils portaient leur T-shirt dans leur visage. C'était clair qu'ils voulaient passer à la télé, mais ils voulaient pas être reconnus, parce que ça reste que c'est quand même illégal. À un moment donné, j'expliquais à DJ Pink que j'avais été visiter le ghetto, qui est un autre projet. Là, il m'a dit non, je dois te monter un vrai projet. So now we're heading to the jungle?
Yeah, the jungle is called the Church Street South Housing Projects, but they nickname it, they call it the jungle. They actually get ready to tear them projects down. They tear down a lot of the housing projects and try to rehabilitate them and put regular houses like this in them. But all those houses are new.
It's nice.
It kind of worked because you know what? When people get their own houses, they appreciate it and they treat it better. They're not gonna piss in their own doorway.
No.
Like when they had the project builders, they'll piss in the elevators and piss in the hallway.
Everywhere.
Yeah, but now that they got their own houses, they out there watering their grass and shit, you know?
So we're getting into the project by the back door.
Yeah, this is the back door right here.
So
Dead end.
we're following this guy because
he has the authorization to come around here. I couldn't take you around here without this guy because they'll shoot at me. You need authorization to come out here.
They're gonna shoot at me
Yeah,
too.
you just can't come to nobody projects with cameras and stuff. But luckily, I see my buddy I was in prison with because he gave us the authorization, and he know all the gunners and shooters around here. So we pretty much safe as long as he's around. Hold up, don't come out with the cameras yet. Let me make sure everything is safe.
All right. Bon, là, on va attendre. Il s'en va vérifier pour faire certain que tout est correct. Puis comme il vient juste de me dire, si on n'était pas avec son chum, on pourrait pas venir ici, on se ferait tirer. C'est assez clair, c'est simple, c'est direct. C'est comme ça que ça marche dans la rue. Des fois, on a un faux sentiment qu'il n'y a pas de danger, mais le danger, il est là tout le temps. Tu peux être juste au mauvais endroit, tu es un inconnu, tu ne connaisses pas.
Everything's cool. Everything's cool.
So, how it works, like in a project, if you compare to a neighborhood?
Projects is different from the neighborhood because the neighborhoods are, you get a neighborhood love, but the projects is like, it's like a tight community. It's like enclosed community. Everything is here, store, laundromat. Technically, you don't have to leave. If it's not a store here, they'll make a store. You have the houses that be a store. You can get your candy, your food.
Self-made stores, you're saying, then the projects got the self-made stores.
You know what I'm saying?
What they call them, though? The self-made stores. What they call it?
Like the bootleggers.
The bootleggers?
The bootleggers, you know what I'm saying? But it's not liquor, it's like food, candy, chips.
But you can get anything here.
Any and everything in here. You know what I'm saying?
Legal and illegal.
Legal, illegal, you get coke, dope, weed, anything. And it's the jungle, known for that. You know what I'm saying?
Ce qu'il faut bien comprendre, là, c'est que même si ça a l'air relativement calme, il y a beaucoup de monde et t'attire l'attention. Quand que je parle avec DJ Bing, je parle avec Ping, eux me content des histoires. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé là? Et ce qui s'est passé là, on parle de meurtre. On parle d'agression. On parle de contrôle de territoire pour la vente de stupéfiants. Donc, c'est un petit monde qui est fermé et comme il m'expliquait, même la police n'y va pas. You feel sometimes then they let the people from the street deal with their own problem because, they don't have to deal with it.
I don't think it's necessarily that because they don't want to intervene because the police are not exempt, you know what I'm saying, from gunfire.
Ce qui m'a frappé, c'est qu'on est environ à 500 mètres du seul poste de police de New Haven. Il y a même des autopatrouilles qui sont stationnées devant les entrées des appartements qui donnent sur le jungle.
You park their cars right here. You know what I'm saying? You can stand right here. You have people that hustle right here. You come right here, get your drugs, hop your ass back on the highway and go.
And they do shit.
What they gonna do? You gonna grab somebody, you got 40 dudes out here. A uniformed cop never ever came in here and was like, come on, you coming with me.
Don't
No
happen.
uniform, never.
Never.
I got arrested for a shooting. It was a Sunday, I was on top of the hill, and the officer pulled up and he said, yo, Pong, you got a warrant, man. And I was like, I do. He said, you got anything in your pockets, anything you want to get at somebody? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I want to take you. And he said, I can't let you go. He said, I'm gonna be embarrassed in front of my supervisor if you don't let me take you. I said, you know what? I ain't got nothing on me. You can go ahead and take me. You can even act like, you know what I'm saying, you snatching me up. He said, nah, I ain't gonna snatch you up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna take you. I said, all right, I just want you to look good in front of your supervisor. So he was like, just come on. When he finally grabbed me by my shirt, he ended up grabbing me by my pants and shit, and I just smiled because I was like, all right, man.
He knew that was part of it.
Yeah, so he snatched me up and he ended up putting me in the car. And then they knew who certain dudes was, so the sheriffs used to be like, call the bondsman and be like, you know, got one of the dudes from the jungle down here. Might want to come make this money. They'd be like, get them out. I'm signing them out. And then come out, and I'd be like, well, where my people at? They'd be like, they're not here yet. I'll give you a ride to the projects.
Yeah, because they
So
know
the
that money
bondsmen
there.
used to come to the
They know
projects.
that money was there.
They'll come and be like, go get the money. I'll
They
wait
come
right
here, you go get the money.
Yeah,
get
they'd
the
be like,
money.
I'll wait in the car while you go get the money.
Oh, that's
And
easy.
then I'll go get the 7,500, you know what I'm saying? And be like, here. Okay. See, he must have thought you was somebody else. He must have thought it was like a rap video or something. You know what I'm saying? Now, I could have just showed you some real shit just now. You know what I'm saying?
Quelque chose qu'il faut comprendre pendant que je suis à l'intérieur, même si ça a l'air relativement sécuritaire, c'est que dans l'espace d'un moment, ça peut changer. C'est pas parce qu'on sent pas le danger, qu'on n'entend pas le danger, que ça peut pas devenir dangereux. On est des étrangers dans un milieu où c'est la loi du plus fort qui mène. Et si, au moindre moment, ils ont un doute sur mes intentions ou ils ont l'impression que ce qu'ils sont en train de me dire peut se retourner contre eux, bien, possiblement que ça va se terminer là et que je vais sortir d'un body bag.
I just want someone to love me. Try too hard, baby, we ain't playing rugby. If you want to win, then you're in the right company. Go to work, show your grind when you're bumming. And then she put it down like it's too heavy, twisting it too dready, sizzling, no food ready.
Donc, il y a environ 1200 ex-détenus qui retournent dans les rues New Haven par année. Ce qui a fait en sorte que la ville a décidé, eux autres, de parrainer un programme qui s'appelle Fresh Start.
Trust, you ain't gotta tell me twice. I'm about to take the biscuit, cause you're playing me nice. Get it? Baby, I want it. Give me that. Put it on show, go ahead, go flown it. Maybe wanna own it. Give me that. Ain't no turning me off, no baby, I'm on it.
Clifton, can you talk to me about the Fresh Start program?
Sure. Project Fresh Start is the City of New Haven's prison reentry program. And by that we mean for men and women who return to our community from being incarcerated. What the City of Fresh Start attempts to do is to assist them with the transition back to normal life, to try to provide them with job programs, housing programs, try to meet their health care needs if they want to go back to school to get further education or get training in a particular skill set. The problem, I'm not sure how it is in Canada. I think Canada's culture is a little different.
It's different.
Much different than the United States. The United States culture historically has been a punitive culture, that if someone is arrested and convicted, the society, even if they serve their time, society has a tendency to hold that against them the rest of their lives, which is not right and not fair.
That's the reason why you came up with the ban the bucks.
Exactly. There you go, ban the bucks, because the idea is that if I've committed a crime and served my time, served my sentence, I come back home, then I shouldn't be punished again and serve another sentence. So I should be allowed to get a job, to support myself, support my family, should be able to get a place to live, and become a productive citizen.
How many of the people who use a program stick with it and don't go back to their old habit?
Well, actually, we like to think, well, here's the thing. The statistics generally in New Haven or across Connecticut is about 60% of the folks who come out go back. That's very
60%.
high. So we're working very hard to trying to lower that rate by increasing our services, and we're actually going inside the prisons, Hugo. We're going inside the prisons 3 months, 6 months, 9 months ahead of time before people are being released and making contact with them and communicating with them.
You reach out to them.
Reaching out to them while they're still inside. So once they get out, they're a step ahead.
Are they receptive when you go in to meet them?
Absolutely they are. And we only accept people in the program who want to be in the program. So it's a volunteer program for those inside. We say, look, here's an opportunity for you to get some help while you're still inside before you're released. And if you want to take advantage of it, we encourage you to do so. We hope that we're finding out that there are many men inside and women who want help, and they don't want to go back to jail. So most people want to stay out, be with their families, live productive lives, make up for the mistakes that they made. Some will drop out, some will go back, but we hope that our plan is to have an overwhelming majority of those individuals that we contact and communicate with and provide services for will choose to take a job in a house or an apartment over returning to the state-funded housing in a prison.
Well, you already done a lot of work. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Yes, sir.
But you're definitely going in the right direction.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, Hugo. Thank you.
À un moment donné, M. Grave, pour me prouver que le programme fonctionne, m'a fait rencontrer Blaine. Blaine est un ex-détenu qui a obtenu un travail pour la ville de New Haven il y a environ 15 mois. Donc, pour lui, le programme a vraiment changé sa vie et il m'a parlé de son expérience avec le programme. So, Blaine, can you explain to me how the Fresh Start program changed your life?
Well, come from incarceration. I was in a halfway house. I wasn't working. Wasn't really nothing going on for me. I went down there. They got me enrolled in the program, put together a resume, asked me about what type of skills I got. I started looking for jobs, the old-fashioned way. Seasonal work came up available for the city. And I said to him, what chance I got to get a city job, really? And when I fill out the application, they don't ask about criminal history. They ask about your skills. As I filled out for this position, I got a hit. They asked me to take the test. I scored high on the test, got the interview. Guess what? 2 days later, they offered me a job. I've been here ever since.
How long it's been?
It's been like 15 months I've been doing this.
Wow.
It's been like 15 months.
Are you happy?
Kidding me? Come on, man. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm just asking.
I'm really happy.
How happy?
I don't want to be too happy because I might explode. But
really?
I might just explode, for real.
And as a person, you feel your self-confidence is boosted?
Definitely. I got a daughter, 6 years old. The mother's going through hard times. DCF has gotten involved. And because of this job, I've been able to put myself in position to have my daughter. I'm about to be a single dad. I'm about to be me and my 6-year-old.
That's crazy.
I mean, and if it wasn't for this, there's
none
no
of it
telling where I might be. So all this stuff happened at the right time. I keep doing the right things for the right reasons. It ain't for nothing. You're gonna work hard, and you get it done.
Nothing's been given to you.
No, nothing's been given to me.
Parfois, je vous dirais que le fossé entre être un criminel, être un bon citoyen, il est quand même très mince. Parfois, on a besoin seulement que d'un pont, et dans ce cas-ci, Fresh Start, c'est le pont qui avait besoin.